Hey, thanks. Where's everybody else? I know we've started fashionably early uh, so that we can get in our usual 3-hour concert. We hope you stick around. Uh, Welcome, town people of Winchester. We are the Riverboat Stompers, the most famous jazz band in Winchester tonight. As you may have noticed, we will play some fairly old music, uh, and probably not quite as old as this tree. Speaking of this tree, you stole this from the movie Avatar, is that right? Anyway, does anybody know how old this tree is? Just scream it right out if you know. Or if you were born before this tree was born. All right, well, before we and I'm hoping we get the answer. So thanks for coming. We will have a couple of song contests to see, just how versant you are in old jazz. So be ready for that. We're going to play a tune now that was made famous about 30 or 40 years after it was written. It was made famous by Connie Francis. You remember Connie Francis, right? Okay.
Sorry now, oh sorry now, whose heart is aching for breaking each vow, who's sad and blue, who's crying too, just like I cried over you, right till the end, just like a friend, I tried to warn you somehow. You had your way, now you must pay. I'm glad you're sorry now.
Okay, so we are a seven-piece band. The closest player we have to being a local guy happens to be playing this this thing behind me with many strings to it and strumming and singing. So on banjo, Dave McMillan from Arlington, Massachusetts. Arlington, just down the street. Stand up. So like it or not, we're going to feature Dave on this next tune. This particular genre, traditional jazz, original jazz, Dixieland jazz, whatever you want to call it, had its origin exactly in the year 1900. Its sources were various, as you can well imagine. One of the major sources was from Africa, across the ocean to South America, up to Latin America, landing in New Orleans. A lot of things landed in New Orleans then, but that particular influence has run very strong, and this next song illustrates that particular origin. Place to go where there isn't any ice or snow. Why don't you go?
Why don't you go
Down to New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Well, you can ride in an old streetcar, even celebrate Mardi Gras. Why don't you go?
Why don't you go
Down to New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Well, you can eat beans and rice, very nice, topped by a big brandy. You can feel cabaret every day, even meet a carnival queen. Well, you can listen to Dixieland, played nice by a big old band. Why don't you go down to New Orleans? Yeah. Well, you can eat beans and rice, very nice. Topped by a big praline. Go to Vieux Carré every day. Even meet a carnival queen. Well, you can listen to Dixieland. Played nice by a big old band. Why don't you go?
Why don't you go?
Down to New Orleans. So that's one origin of traditional jazz. Another origin that I know you know probably most of them, but is John Philip Sousa marches. Believe it or not, in the late 1800s, because they had various sections to them with different key signatures meant to confusing the wary musician who dares enter into it. But the traditional jazz guys really loved that stuff, and so they created a jazz style from many of these marches and composed some of their own. So we will present one of those Dixieland march tunes called Bourbon Street Parade.
Let's fly down or drive down to New Orleans. That city is pretty, historic scene. I'll take you, parade you down Bourbon Street. We'll hit all the hot spots, we'll see all the big shots down on Bourbon Street. From Monday on, our cares are over. From Monday on, we're in the clover. We pick on Monday because it's wash day, and we'll wash our blues away. From Monday on, our skies look bright. Don't tell me different, I know I'm right. Start shouting, hey, hey, when you say love, honor, and obey, and I'll be happy from Monday on.
Well, thank you very much. We especially like it when we have dancers in front of us. Notwithstanding that the dance floor is green, but that's okay. Usually we have a lot of kids that dance, but it's really our pleasure to see those of a certain age get up and dance, you know, without fracturing hips and things. So feel free, delete your inhibitions, and go back to the home page.
The paper at our feet here says I get another vocal. We call this one the clone song.
Oh.
It's actually called Exactly Like You.
So this is the first song ever written about genetics. One, two, one, two, three.
I know why I've waited. I know why I've been blue. I've been waiting for someone exactly like you. Why should we spend money on a show or two? No one plays those love scenes exactly like you do. You make me feel so grand. I want to hand the world to you. You seem to understand. Dream on, dreamers, rescue. No one, mama taught me ever to be true. She saved me for someone exactly like you. Well, okay, we did promise you a song contest, and
we do want to acknowledge the young lady sitting out there somewhere, because she knows who she is, who is clapping on the offbeats. And um, and for the great unwashed, you know, that's of significance to us musicians, if you may call us that loosely. And so we're grateful for that. So if you see a young lady clapping on the offbeats, it's 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's on 2 and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like that. It's easy, right? Well, as promised, we will have a song contest. Now, we're going to play a song. We're not sure if there are any lyrics for it, but we sure don't sing them. And you might take a hint from the piano introduction of not the origin of the song, but something in the name of the title. So that was a huge hint. But believe me, folks, if you know the name of this song, we have fabulous, fabulous prizes for you. That is, the first prize really is to actually sleep under one of the road bridges for 3 nights while the trains go by. And nothing really beats that prize. So that will be the prize. An adjunctive prize will be one of our incredibly wonderful CDs. I don't know if any of you remember what CDs are. Not those that earn 0.5% interest. No, not those. The ones that are metal and round and you could play music on them once upon a time. Now, of course, they talk about live streaming, but that's another matter and we won't go into it. It's a medical term. So if anybody gets the name of the song, they will win either one of our most recent CD or another CD that is not quite so recent. And if we really like you, we might give you one of each. Is that right, Batch? No, Batch says no. Wait, he's already come to an opinion. Anyway, don't be shy, come up to the stand. And furthermore, if anybody has a request for a particular song from this era, we'd be happy to ignore it. So please, don't be shy. Come right up. We really do enjoy that sort of thing. So here we go with whatever this song is. And the Jeopardy answer is... Okay, well, not that we expected it, but so that you will remember next time, if you have the incredibly good taste to invite us back. So, the title of this song is not necessarily politically correct, but we need you to understand to be taken in the era, in the context of the era in which it was written. So the name of this song is China Boy. China Boy. So you'll be tested next time. This next song is in the style of the original jazz era, but actually was written in 1954 by a famous trombonist in San Francisco named Turk Murphy. Please understand that we here in the Riverboat Stompers do eschew politics on the stand. We just don't get into it very much unless we just can't help it. So you can interpret this song however you want to, but we want you to be counting something. The word chump, C-H-U-M-P, the word Trump. I'm sorry, that was a mistake. Chump, C-H-U-M-P, is in the lyrics 5 times. So this was written in 1954. Well, you think you are wise, but you don't realize when you're taking some chump for his dough. Well, you're at your rope's end when that same chump can spend, and he'll stay and you'll have to go. Well, you get your dough easy, but it's tainted and greasy, and it slips through your fingers like sand. Well, you're wise, but you're broke when that same chump can choke a horse with his 500 grand. You're just a wise guy. You're just a wise guy. You got a wonderful way of getting by. Well, you're in the game for a rep and a name, but surely your mother hides her head in the shame. But after the laughter, tell me, what is there after? Your schemes and your dreams fall through. At the end of the game, you get a number for a name. Wise guy, there's no chump like you. Tell me, what is there after? Your dreams and schemes all come true. At the end of the game, you get a number for a name. Wise guys, there's no trump like you. Wise guy, there's no trump like you. We will once again most gladly feature Dave McMillan on vocal for this song, which maybe some of you might recognize. One, two, one, two,
Somebody stole my gal. Somebody stole my pants. Somebody came and took her away. She didn't even say she was leaving. Her kisses on the song. He's giving now, I know. Oh, gee, if she could see, I know that she would come to me. A long, long road from a broken-hearted town. Somebody stole my gown. gone. There's no denying you'll feel blue, you'll feel sad. You'll miss the dearest pal that you ever had. There'll come a time, now don't forget it, there'll come a time when you'll regret it someday. When you grow lonely, your heart will break like mine, and you'll want me only after you've gone. After you've gone.
Thank you very much. We didn't introduce ourselves. We never met. I just saw these guys in the sub shop across the street, said, "Do you play?" On cornet from Avon, Massachusetts, Phil Person. On trombone, all the way down in Cohasset, Massachusetts, Frank Batchelor on trombone. And way over in Rockport, Massachusetts, on that big brass thing, on tuba, Albie Bernard. On drums, those things, our soul leader who never lets us get lost, despite our attempts to do so, Rich Malcolm on drums from Boston, Massachusetts. On keyboard, over the other way in Concord, Massachusetts, Phil Hauer. Phil Hauer on keyboard. It can't be piano all the time outside, can it? And on banjo, from just around the corner, Dave McMillan on banjo from Arlington, Massachusetts.
Thank you, friends.
I'm Steve Strauss. I play this thing, the same instrument that Winchester native Richard Stoltzman plays. I doubt if he ever played a jazz lick, however, a classical player. I'd have to look that up and see if he actually tried to play jazz. It usually doesn't work for most classical players, but you never know. So again, we wish you a really good night, a safe walk home, or drive home, and hope to see you again soon. Thank you so much. One, two, three. Thank you very much. Good night, everybody. Oh, and thanks for dancing on the offbeats.